Good day, lords and ladies. Welcome back to the Exile Diary. Now, you might notice some differences in my character, and that is because this is not the same EmberBoar, but a different one. The recording that I did after my first episode of this series was, how you say, not usable because the audio didn't line up anywhere with the video. Like, it was so bad that even if I tried to fix it, it would just go wrong in different parts where I fixed it before that. Even when I, cut it all into different pieces, it just wouldn't line up. So, what I'm going to do is cut this series into smaller parts, and every time I go to the hub or a hub, then I will make that a different video. So that way you can choose to, go through the entire game or just through the dialogue of the people in the hub area. Because for the purposes of this playthrough, of course, is going to be trying to figure out what the hell is going on in the story of Path of Exile. So yeah, the only thing you then need to know about the hub area is the dialogues from the NPCs. So yeah, that's why I'm going to cut it between. Alright, now, before we start anything, I have the rusted sword, just normal sword, a magic round shield for extra strength, life, and increased block recovery, which gives increases the time it takes for a hidden block cooldown to actually go up again. Because this game, how you say, if you block something, you block the damage entirely. It's not like something else that it has a certain percentage or a certain amount of block damage. No, this game blocks everything from the attack that you blocked, even if you get a spell block chance, which you can get with certain items. I will certainly get that item if I can. I want to get that item at least. And yeah, so that's nice. I always like the increased block recovery because that's a pretty big boon to have, because it's a fairly unique property actually. There's little that you can do about your block recovery except some major skill points and taking a armor and evasion rating shield. So that's why I will take those two. Well, shields that skill with strength and dexterity. Also because this build is going to use dexterity and strength. Alright. Nothing particularly interesting dropped there. I need better weapons actually. I got a large amount of rare armor pieces, but not a rare actual weapon, so I'm beginning to, to notice that I do not have any damage. Well, I do have damage, but I'm a freaking marauder who begins in the middle of the strength tree, so of course I have damage. But if you, watched my previous episode, the two-handed mace we rolled off the mini boss thingy from the last main quest, that thing just one-shotted pretty much everything. It two-shotted that rare enemy, so it didn't even have time to get me on half health, and I could do Brutus, the first actual boss of the game, within like let's say 45 seconds. Yeah, that's how high the actual, properties rolled from that weapon. It's basically it basically rolled only extra damage properties with high amounts. So yeah, that's nice. Sadly, we do not have a one-handed variation of that, or one-handed sword variation of that right now. Also, because I do not have a mace, I took Molten Strike instead of the Impact Strike thing. Alright, let's read these glyphs. It's the Rosius glyph. Its beating sheen remains even in shadows, as if it were somehow lit from within. The Heliotis glyph. Its corrugated surface probably brings a strange tingle to the fingertips. This is no mere decoration. And the Ammonite glyph. When put to the air, it whispers not of the sea, but long dead incantations. These are actual keys for a certain door to the floor depths, which is the area we need to go if we want to get to the prisoner's gate. Now, where is it? Well, we do have this carving. Let's kill every enemy around it. I don't know if we went over this carving in the last episode, but let's just recap if it was where we left off with puzzling together the story of this game. Alright, and die. Thank you. Alright. Let's read the carving.
Black storms descend on us from the north. Unnatural tempests of rage and hatred lashing our backs, tearing at our houses. The rain is shot with shadow. It withers our crops, sickens our livestock. And the wind carries with it a restless spirit that breeds melancholy and madness. A spirit that creeps through our dreams, weaves tales of misdeed around our resting minds. We try not to listen. We try to remember ourselves. Some of us forget. Brothers fight. Brothers die. Calm punishes those that quarrel, that steal, that murder. Yet still the nightmares goad us into malefaction. We Karui are banished from sleep.
So, the retaliation of the actual faction that once lived in Rayclast from, the... Ooh, fire trap. Oh, it's a trap, I don't use it. From the invading Karuri was to create some nightmare magic shit. I still do not know how or who created the nightmare, but seems to be the faction that tried to reclaim its home, I guess. Alright, this is the wall where we need to put the glyphs in. So we can go to the submerged passage. Alright. Now we can do two things. We can either go to the, to the Lioness Watch to get our reward, or we can first go through this level, go back with a portal scroll, and thus, we will have an episode that actually, 20 minutes long or something, or 30 minutes, which will be the shortest video I've ever, well, no, not the shortest video I've ever done. The, final statement of the failed well, not failed, it was my first series of Dark Souls 1. Dark Souls 1 catch up, you know. The last episode of that was like 6 seconds, so well, the copper sword is stronger. Was the how you call it, the shortest video I've ever done now, but it wasn't, you know, really a traditional video. It was more of a sorry guys, this, you know, series is going to end because I, you know, failed miserably with actually, you know, how you call it, recording shit. Like the footage that I made was kind of corrupted because I didn't know that my how you call it, my recording setup, my recording software didn't record, well, sometimes recorded how you call it, full screen shit. Alright, this is the place we want to go, so let's clear out this area, go back with a quarter scroll next to that entrance, and yeah, say goodbye for now, and yeah, just shorter episodes from now on for this game, so that we can actually, you know, progress with somewhat faster, because this game is pretty nice. The gameplay of it is extremely well made for an indie game. Well, I do not know if the, you know, makers of this game were actually indie developers, but I haven't heard it. Like it's certainly not a AAA game, or a game from a AAA developer. Let's say that, because I haven't noticed any, you know, commercials for this game. So there isn't a big company behind it, because, you know, a big company would want to get as many, you know, gamers on their game as soon as possible, and since this game is pretty old now and I've never seen any commercials for it, this game is probably not a AAA game. Which, you know, the last, I don't know, freaking 5 years or something, AAA games have been actually worse than indie games, so it's actually a compliment of sorts. So it's just an observation in any case, but you know, I do kind of like indie games more than AAA games at the moment. Of course, Dark Souls is an entirely different topic, because Dark Souls is just, you know, a beast in and of its own. Alright, let's just get the accuracy rating and mana cost reduction. I'm doing those two just for the early game dexterity and for the mana cost reduction, because the mana cost reduction is pretty helpful in the late game, so that we can actually cast our spells without using too much life, because I am going to use blood magic in this build. So yeah, I'm in you know, extension of that, I'm probably not going to use many auras, because that would, you know, reserve life instead of, you know, reserve mana. But I'm still going to use at least one well, probably one curse, and then with the special gem that makes all curses, you know, into auras, which I do like. I do like that gem. The gem is pretty nice, because it just, you know, makes, if you're a melee character, applying curses that much easier, because it's just an aura, so you don't have to, you know, cast it all the time. So you can just put in that curse and just, if you have some skill like shield charge or whirlwinds, you can just mow down enemies around you constantly while, still applying curse without stopping. And that's what I like about the that's what I mostly like about that gem, that it doesn't stop you in your tracks, it doesn't stop you in your rampage of killing stuff to cast curses all the time. I do not know if there's any curses that skill with strength, so I'm still not sure if I want to use a curse. But if there's any curse that uses strength instead of intelligence, so I can actually use it, because this is going to be a mixed strength dexterity build, so there's going to be a lot of intelligence, I am going to use the strength or even dexterity. It depends on what there is, auras or curses. And depending on the amount of health reserved, I might eventually also equip a certain aura, like haste or something, but that depends on how much mana reservation I can get. Because if I can get a lot of mana reservation, or a certain support gem that causes some skill gems to get more XP, but also if you level up that gem on its own, it lowers the mana requirements for the support skill gem, so that effectively gives you more mana reservation. Then I might eventually, equip an actual aura, but maybe not, if I cannot find anything. And that was a coral ring, which I still needed for a second ring. So that's nice. Alright. Let's head back to this area, to this entrance, go to our inventory, use a portal scroll, and I will see you guys, well, there might be actually ladies watching this, so I'll see you, lords and ladies, in probably the dialogue version of this episode. So, bye-bye.